giving you an opportunity to get the full story from the people who tell it best. This is Mediacom Newsleaders.
Welcome to Newsleaders. I'm James Mauser. Glad to have you here. If you'd like to be a part of our show, we'd like to have you come out sometime too. Email me at MediacomColumbia@gmail.com. And Todd Davison is all the way here from Macon, Missouri. Todd, welcome back.
Thank you very much. Great to be here.
This is a busy time for you.
It is.
So you have time for us today, right?
We do, yep.
Okay. I know you've got a full season coming up.
Yep.
Got some great summer shows to talk about.
Correct.
And so everything is really rolling along.
It is. We kick off, and we'll start rehearsals right away. Our first show of the season starts June 17th. And that's You Can't Take It With You, a great classic American play about the Vanderhoff family, and they're just kind of an eccentric group of people. They all have their own interests, and then sometimes the apple cart gets overturned when regular society kind of busts in on them. And so we get to meet all these really interesting characters and see how they're going to get confused and then come to a great resolution.
Are you laughing the whole time?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Does this take place back in
the 40s?
Time?
Yeah,
okay.
Late 30s, early 40s.
So it's not updated?
No, it's not.
Yeah.
No, it's so much fun, and the charm of the time is really, really fun.
So that starts when?
That starts June 17th, and it runs through July 12th.
Okay. Then coming up, you've got...
And then right after that, we start our rotating repertory season. The next week after You Can't Take It With You opens, we open Greater Tuna, which is a great, great fun comedy about the third smallest town in Texas, and it's all the denizens of the town, and it's kind of based on a radio show, and the people come in. But the charm of it is that two actors play all the characters. So Michael McIntyre and Sean Riley, who've been with us as actors many times at Maples Rep, they're really audience favorites. They're taking on this challenge of doing a whole show just the two of them. The challenge is met by the actors and then also the costume department. Jack Smith, our longtime costume designer, is also up to the challenge of being able to do all these infinitely fast costume changes. So somebody will just walk off and come right back on as a completely different character. Man, woman, child, all different sorts of, all the characters of the whole town are played by the two actors.
I remember when I first saw it, I was amazed.
It is truly amazing.
And I thought, could I do something? Could you, I know you act, could you do
fast.
something like that?
And really the way to do it is you have to think about how to change yourself from character to character and then rely on that wardrobe staff to change you. Because you can't just be worried about, I got to change my pants, I got to change my wig or whatever. You got to be thinking about your part and let the costume department do their part. So they are also certainly partners in the whole scheme.
And I always remember that production because I cried. I laughed so hard I cried.
Yeah,
I couldn't hardly catch my breath.
Yep, it's very, very funny. Greater Tuna. It was written back in the 80s, and it's interesting because some of the issues have a real contemporary feel. It's interesting how small town life kind of stays the same.
And that's opening...
That opens June 26th and runs through July 26th. So it runs in rep with You Can't Take It With You. And then later, in July, we open our big musical of the summer. It's Phantom of the Country Opera. It opens July 17th and runs through August 9th. And this is a little show that I just love. It's kind of a mashup of everything to do with opera and country music together. So it tells the story.
You don't normally think of that.
No, you don't. It tells the story of Christina Joseph. She's a young opera diva. She's singing in Milan, and she's coming up through the opera ranks, but the diva of the company, the older soprano, has it in for her and is trying to sabotage her career. And Christina Joseph gets just so distraught, she decides she's going to go back to Nashville. Her roots are in country music. She just remembers her mama used to sing her those songs. And so she goes back to Nashville, but there all she can do is be the backup singer at the Country Palace. But the number one country music diva is the queen of country music, and she also sees Chrissy Joe, as she's now known, coming up through the ranks, and so the same sort of things start happening to her again. But it's lucky because Chrissy has a denizen of the basement of the theater, down in the basement of the Country Palace.
Phantom.
There is a phantom, a character who writes songs, and he's kind of a janitor type character, but he makes some things go wrong for the queen of country music, and then tries to support Chrissy as she makes her career.
Wow, sounds like a fun soap opera kind of style.
It is. It's very
much. The music must be
very
wonderful.
much like that, and the music is very wonderful. And then also the cast is great because they do that real serious, legit kind of opera sound, and then they also have to be able to do the country sound. And so it's been fun as I've been auditioning people, because usually people come and they present as one way or the other, either kind of poppy or kind of, serious classical.
Yeah.
And so I'll say, well, could you do something country for me? Or I'll say, could you sing something, more legit? And they're like, what? Nobody's asked me to do this for 100 years. So it's been really fun to hear the auditions also.
I got to see this show.
Yep.
So all this coming up at your theater this summer.
That's correct.
It's jam-packed. The phone number is 660-385-2924. And the website's maplesrep.com.
That's correct.
Todd, thanks. We'll be seeing you at the show.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.